This is of Secret Place Wife. Now, interesting story here. Let me read this word for word. Good morning, madam. She sends a request. How are you doing? Please, can you help me share with the group? So I'm married now, and my husband and I are in a long-distance relationship, but my papers are in progress, and I will be joining him soon. The issue here is that most times I fantasize about sex most of the time with him, her husband, and I end up masturbating with him in my mind. Because of time difference, sometimes it's not convenient for phone sex. So we just talk normally and have normal conversations because of people that may be around. I want to ask, is it a sin for me to fantasize about sex and masturbate with my husband in my head? I have a lot of questions. One question is the stigmatization of masturbation. Religion has made it seem like it's bad to touch what is even your own and seems natural that your body requests you to do.
Choking the snake.
So, why is that so, is my question. Not just Christianity, other religions as well.
See,
Well, maybe I should ask what your view is. This is going to be fun.
Yeah.
What is your view on masturbation?
I think masturbation is very natural. It's very human. And I keep saying this for those who care to listen. I don't think God will put certain urges in the human body for you not to be able to do it. I think it's that simple. Even from religious point of view, it's like how women ovulate every month, and then at that point in time, they want to mate. Is that a sin? It's not, because it's biologically in your system. I remember I was sharing the story of when I was, going through puberty, and I was freaking out because I didn't know what was going on. Does that make me a sinner? No, it's natural. And when it comes to masturbation, I can bet it. Out of 10 people, 9.5 they've tried it, they've done it.
8 are perhaps.
And that's why I always tell people that there's no virgin in the world. If you can spank the monkey, you've done it.
If she's married, they live
No,
apart.
your views on masturbation first.
Personally, I don't really subscribe to religion like that. I'm more of like a rational person. Yes, I believe in God, but all these doctrines and dogmas, they make life completely unlivable. This is a woman that has been sexually active. She's married, but due to economic circumstances, husband is in one place, she's in another place. You are going to have those urges. You're a human being, of course. What are you supposed to do with it? Bottle it up. You find release.
As in,
it's just what it is.
You're going to tell us a very funny story you told me.
It's just what it is.
Gang
All right,
has
gang.
the craziest.
No, let that story chill first. There was something Olamide said that I want to counter.
oh, okay.
There's an artist, I can't remember his name, one crazy American rock star that was trying to get an
It's not
operation
Drake, though.
to take out ribs so that he could
Give
suck
himself-
his own, give his own.
Yeah.
So where do you draw the line
Wow.
in terms of masturbation? That
You
want
mean
to
if
do
the
that
guy's
to
sucking
yourself?
his own, sorry.
Yes.
If the guy's getting
That's
his,
what you're
his
fixated
wet.
on. Come on.
You get where I'm coming from.
What's my own point? It's his body.
Okay, but
It's his body.
did you tell what your view of masturbation
So
is?
my view on masturbation is there's a thin line, there's a gray area where it depends. Where I
Drake
feel-
did it on his
where I feel
private
it
jet.
should be allowed. Do you understand? It should be allowed, especially if it's going to result to you being with somebody else. If it's going to result to you being unfaithful, you stepping outside, then I think, me personally, I feel it'll be better for you to masturbate.
Do you know how I actually see masturbation? Yeah. For me, it's like somebody using the restroom. It's a private thing. It's no one's business, and that's why no one will ever, except
should.
it's an agreement between both of them, see themselves do it. It's a private moment, and
But
the reason
some
why
people
it's
take
private.
it to an extreme.
No, the reason why
People
it's
get
private
addicted
is
to
because
it.
no. So yeah, people get
You have
addicted
to
to all
define
sorts of things.
addiction, but I'll come. I'll
People
come
get
to
addicted to all sorts of things. But I'm saying that this particular one, the fact that it is a biological thing,
a biological urge.
it's there. It's there. There's nothing you and I can do
When
about
did you first
it.
masturbate?
I think when I was maybe in GS1 in secondary school.
So it wasn't like as if you saw anybody do it; it just came natural.
No,
You
it's
were trying to
instinct.
No,
identify.
but
it's
it's
instinctive.
It's very instinctive.
Like you're trying to
nobody
your
teaches
body,
you.
like when you're going through that process now, you're trying to find out what's going on with your body. And guess what?
Femi,
Everyone
when
will
did you
try
first?
stuff.
When was
Yes,
the first?
one, I'm sure.
Je-
I'm sure it was yes.
You're sure it was just
I'm
when
very
was it
sure.
for you?
What makes you think I've ever done it?
Ah, come on, mate. Mate,
What
come
makes you
on.
think I've ever done
Gang,
it?
we're being honest. We're being honest.
To be honest, I'm a master at debating. I'm just That's a joke. That's a joke. To be honest, can I be honest with you? So here's the thing. I think it was around my JS. I had an experience in my JS classes that was very weird. And ever since then, to be honest, it was kind of like a turn off for me. For me, it's weird to see myself doing it again. It's something like I'm like, why am I making myself do this when there are people out there that can cater to that?
If there ever was a time when I don't believe you, gang, it's
now.
this.
No, but I experienced it when I was
This
young, and it was awkward.
I
but
believe
it was
everything
weird.
you say. I
Listen,
respect you. I believe everything you say,
it
but
was
not this
weird.
one.
No, but you know,
for me,
masturbation is the reason why a lot of marriages are
listen,
still together.
as an adult,
all this is what everybody
as
does
an
before.
adult, you get me? As an adult and as a married man, I ask myself, why should I bother when I have the source to cater to that?
We're not talking about.
Okay.
So the thing is this: according to this particular story, this woman is married, her husband is away, and we're talking about what happens in a lot of lives, individual lives. I mean, there are a lot of young men.
wow.
See, I graduated from University of Lagos, and I call a lot of Unilag boys wankers. Because you can't afford
Because you guys
to date.
are.
No, it's the truth now. A lot of Unilag boys couldn't date.
Straight
They couldn't date.
Let me share
Yeah.
something. Right? Let me share something right now.
Is that the story?
No, not the
Are
story.
you going to say the truth?
But
Is he going to say the truth?
What I'm about to share is quite awkward, and I hope Madame doesn't kill me for this.
Okay.
My wife once asked me whether do I always think of her when we're making out? Do I always have her in mind when we're engaging in this kind of activities? Do you understand?
How do you answer that? How do you answer that, though?
And I stupidly said the truth.
What's the truth?
What is the
The
truth?
truth is not always.
Oh, bro.
Do you understand?
Man.
And just my defense was like,
Gang has redeemed himself.
now I
He's
said
redeemed
stuff
himself.
like sometimes maybe you remember you're going through stuff, so you remember a
How you
scene
go
from.
calm?
Wait, you remember a scene from Sharon. Here's the thing. I said you remember a scene from Sharon Stone, or you think of a Beyonce, or you think of somebody out there that's hot. You think of people that you have fantasized about.
The secretary in the office.
To help you. No,
Yeah.
you don't think about people that are close by.
I was trying to get you.
People that you know that are not within reach, that are not accessible. That was my excuse. You think about people that are not accessible.
No, but how did I end, though? What
It
did she
didn't
say?
end well.
I didn't
I had to redeem myself for a couple of
bro.
months.
You
But you get
can't.
where I'm coming from. So she gave me the perception that a lot of women don't think about other people. They think
But they
about
do, though.
who they are. Then some do.
Yeah.
But I'm like, for guys,
No, but so
sometimes you fantasize about other people, which is not wrong. In this situation, this woman is fantasizing about her husband.
Her own husband.
And is touching
but that's
herself.
what she
So there's
said,
nothing wrong.
That's what she said.
That's what she said, because maybe that's the only experience she has. But I see nothing wrong in this. Do you expect to go and be with another man?
When does it become an addiction? You said something about addiction. When
Now,
is it an
addiction is not that. Let me share the story. The addiction
guys,
sometimes...
guys. Hey,
Now-
camera on gang, not on me, on gang.
I was telling about a story that happened in a certain school, a higher institution,
is gonna kill you.
whereby a lot of
I already
students
laugh.
gathered and were trying to like submit forms to register matriculation and all of that stuff. And then there was this guy that was being trampled on by so many women, and he was just feeling different body parts pressing him, and he couldn't hold it anymore. And suddenly he felt this urge he thought it was an urge that was going to make him pee, but it was another urge. So he quickly brought out his tool, and it was now all over the place. So he was now leaking on other people close to him. And people were like, what's going on? What is touching me and spraying me?
Hey!
So the guy actually ejaculated in the midst of people. And in fact, when they were trying to revive him, he didn't have the energy. He was like, I'm so sorry. He didn't have the energy to. It was crazy. He said that he couldn't explain it. Because something natural took over him and he didn't know what it was. He hadn't experienced this urge before and he didn't want to pee in his trousers. So that was what happened then, and it was a very awkward situation. So in
So he
terms
sprayed everything.
so the thing is,
Bro.
that aspect of nature that you're talking about should be able to be controlled.
Okay,
That's what the addiction
since
comes
we've
in.
identified that it's absolutely natural.
But that has nothing to do with
Since we
addiction.
identified
Now.
that
It's but after that, the person now enjoys feeling that urge, enjoys engaging in that
that's
act.
an addiction.
And then all of a sudden, in public, in private, anywhere you are, I've heard of situations where somebody in a bus could not control himself because of some of the people that he was seeing in the bus or were pressing
Addiction
against
is when
him.
whatever
So-
habit you have takes when your consideration for other people takes backseat over your habits.
Yeah.
if it affects other people wrongly, then it's a bad thing. But now that we've identified that urge is natural, why is it so stigmatized
Religion.
that this poor lady has to ask somebody else whether it's a sin?
No, it's just religion.
She asked if
basically.
it was a sin. She didn't ask if it was right or wrong. So it's attached to religion.
So there's a difference between right, wrong, and a sin.
Yeah. Because when you, like, I had this conversation with some colleagues, and we were talking about, I was talking about how in this life, two people are not made to be paired together, meaning that if this one person doesn't work, there are thousands of people out there. Like, biologically, you can be attracted to as much people as possible. The fact that you're with one person is a choice, and it's a choice of discipline. It's not a choice of maybe somebody else wouldn't want to be with you or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's why society comes in. That's where laws comes in. That's where engagement across religion comes in. And, you know, they found it like, you know, we're arguing and all that. I'm saying it's not really an argument. It's just what I feel, because every now and then I see a woman who's attractive that is not my wife. I can see it's there. Do I chase after? Do I go and engage?
That's where
No.
discipline comes
That's
in.
where the discipline comes. And I said it's the same thing with women. And they were arguing. I'm like, no, married or not, you can't tell me that your husband is the only person you've ever found attractive or you find attractive.
True.
I can bet it in a week you see more than 10 people. You're like, ooh, he's hot. And it's the truth.
Okay. Okay, still didn't answer the question about
And
why
that's
it's
why
a
you
sin, though.
masturbate.
Me?
Yes.
But let's let that go. Let's
I
let
don't
that
need
go.
to.
Let's let that go.
Hey, bad guy.
I think we need to take a very short break so we can regroup and fill our glasses all over again. And then when we get back, there's
So,
still one
would there
more
be
topic.
enough time to masturbate? Let's quickly rub one out before we come back.
Can we just go?
Oh
We'll be
my
back.
You know, I
God.
can actually do it behind the bar.